It's Transformers96 here with another review, this time of the Avengers movie concept series Sword Strike Thor. So here you go. So this is my first Thor from the Avengers movie. As you can see, Sword Strike, that sounds so familiar. Did they use that with the other Thor? Comment if you know, because that sounds so familiar. But anyway, you get a nice picture of the figure. The back is just a big A. Love the artwork up here with the 4 Avengers launching Battle Strike. And then on the back here you get a picture of the figure with the rest in the assortment. This figure is number 6, and yeah. So, out of these first about 3 waves, or 2 to 3 waves of Avenger toys, they're releasing 3 Thors. One is this Thor, one is another Thor that comes with a gun that launches a hammer, and he doesn't have a helmet, and then the other Thor is a comic Thor. I do plan on getting all 3. I have this one, as you can see. I did get the comic version. As far as the second movie version, I don't have yet. Although this is a concept series, it says up here, it'll either say comic, concept, or movie series. It'll say one of those. This happens to be the concept series. The only reason it's concept series is because of his whole weapon thing here. So this won't be in the movie. It's just the figure himself. He's the Thor from the movie. So don't get confused when it says concept, like this isn't Thor from the movie. But anyway, this is a really interesting figure because of just how they designed it was just very strange. I did not expect this. But unfortunately, it is what it is. But anyway, let's go over the quick accessory. Weird thing, it's like really big, and it's all black with this gold knife, I guess. I don't know if this is an axe or a gun or a sword. I don't know what this is. It's very odd looking. When you press the button right here, it'll launch, and it'll launch fairly well. It's a very strong missile, which is pretty nice. But other than that, the whole thing is just very strange. It says sword, but this doesn't look like a sword. It's more of an axe, but then it shoots something. So I don't know. Very odd accessory. I really don't like it. I don't even think kids will have too much fun because I don't even think anybody knows what this thing is. But yeah. So interesting. What are you gonna do with that? But who cares about that? Now let's go over the figure. So the figure, what I wanted to do is I wanted to see what were the how different was he from the movie Thor, from the movie Thor. So that's confusing. But anyway, so I compared these two. This is the Wave 2 Thor from the movie Thor line, and this is the as you can see, the Avengers Thor. So what they did was very odd. I did not expect them to do this. But what this pretty much is an exact repaint, just cut down on articulation. What they really did was they took the design specs for this guy, cut out the articulation, and just remade them all. So it's pretty much the same mold, just cut back on articulation. And even with things, and it's a repaint as well. As you can see, this red little piece right next to his hand here, they didn't even take it out. They left it there and just painted its skin color for some reason. Don't know what's up with that, but it's the exact same sculpt, the exact same detail. Everything is the same, except they cut back on articulation and repainted it. So yeah, so overall, can't say I like that. Even the cape is exactly the same. Hold on. And the hammer. Both of them are exactly the same. The only thing that's new is the head. When I figured out that this was just an exact repaint, I was a little scared about the head. And the head is actually different. As you can see, the helmet on the movie Thor, from the movie Thor, is pretty big. It's bulky. This one's more thinner. It actually looks a little better. I have to say I like the silver paint better here, but this one's just designed a little more better and just kind of more movie accurate and everything. But overall, it is the same exact figure, just repainted, and took some articulation out, and glued the cape on. That's pretty much it. So, the one thing that they did that I really liked, which I just mentioned, they glued the cape on. So, it is stuck. It's not going to be moving around, which is really nice. And that really helps with standing up and posing and just everything like that. So, kudos to them for gluing it. That's very nice. But as far as everything else, because it's just a repaint, there's no new features, there's no new things that make it special, because I'm sure one of you, or you guys have at least one of these Thors that came out from the first movie. So So yeah, so I'm sure you already have a sculpt that's like this, and this is just the same thing, so there's nothing special. The new head sculpt is new, but it's very similar to the first one. The paint is different, in a good way, maybe. It depends on what your preference is. As far as the body, it's okay. I kind of like the silver highlights more here, but the blue on this one is pretty good. I like that a lot. As far as the arms right here, this guy's dark gray, this guy's a silver. I like the silver a bit more. And as far as the hammer, they just made the brown darker. And yeah, there's really, I have no preference to that. I guess the darker one looks a little bit better. And as for everything else, it's exactly the same. As you can see, even the legs and everything. And the cape is a brighter red. I like the darker red better. But yeah. What are you going to do with that? So, overall, really nothing special. As far as articulation, it's a ball jointed head, ball hinge shoulders, hinge elbows, a ball hinge thighs with a thigh swivel, double hinge knee, or just actually a single hinge knee, and that is it. So, they produced the old Thor sculpt, just they eliminated the wrists, the ball jointed upper torso, and the ankle joints. So, they took a sculpt that we all have already and just made it less. That's pretty much what they did, which is horrific. I'm surprised that they did that. They did not do that with the Captain America. The Captain America, from what I can see, is pretty much all different. From what I could see, I need to take a closer look at that one. But it's pretty much different. This guy is just a new head sculpt. Took what we already have that was pretty good and just made it all less. So really, pathetic. I mean, they're so cheap with this stuff. They're little cost-cutting methods. You know, I've never like hated because it hasn't affected it too much. But this way, it sucks. They didn't come out with a new Thor, which I thought we were getting. We're just getting an old Thor with less. And so by definition, it's the same thing, just less. So obviously, this Thor is not as good as the movie Thor. The head sculpt's pretty good. I'll give it that. And I liked how they glued the cape on. As far as the paint, there's some things I like about it more. There's some things I like about it less. The sculpt, I like the sculpt because I like the old Thor, but it's just less in articulation. So overall, really fail. I mean, they just really cut money way too much, and I'm very disappointed on it. As far as the second version of the Thor, I will still get. I really am hoping that that's a bit different, though. From what I can see, it looks different, but I don't know. I need to have it first. So there you go. So that's my video review of the Avengers movie Sword Spike. Sorry, did I say Strike? I meant Spike. I might have been saying Strike the whole thing, but Sword Spike Thor. So there you go. Thanks for watching.